morning, good evening, and welcome to this week's chat about live streaming and what we can do on YouTube in our live streams. So today I wanted to cover, thank you so much, live stream consultants. Great to see you in the chat. Today I wanted to cover over polls and the advantages of using polls and the different ways we can use polls within our YouTube experience. So I'm going to be veering not just for the live stream, but also, our community tab. YouTube offers us ways there and ways that our non-live live stream viewers, so our replay viewers, can also engage in the polls. So first cab off the rank is live stream consultants. Good morning, good evening, welcome. Thank you for the princess. I don't know if I'm regretting adding princess in. I'm not taking it away, but I could be regretting it. But it is fun. It is fun. Now, why would we add polls? Why are we considering add polls? Just the same reason as I've added in these chat commands. Engagement. Learning what it is that our audiences need to feel engaged, to feel included in the live stream. Now, with the chat commands, you get to choose what it is that you want to show on the screen to my limited list. Whereas with polls, I get to learn about your opinion on something. So depending on how those chat commands set up, that could work that way as well. But with the polls, being able to have those being able to have some either fun options or more serious options is really going to depend on what it is that you're streaming about. So straight up, I've got a poll here in the live chat. So it's just a two answer poll. Are you live stream? Are you using polls on YouTube? And I'm going to leave this there running for some time. So we can get a bit more of a broader idea of whether or not these things happen. Now, I could be wrong, but I think I have to end it before the stream. I don't believe I can leave the poll running for the replay viewers. Now, let me know in the chat if you know that's wrong. But because I don't think I can, well, I think I can leave it running. I don't think I can then go in and end the poll and share the information, because the information only shows in the live chat. Now, it might show in a replay chat, that's fine, but I can't then, go in and look at it and show it like a week later, like the results of the poll. Now, with the, so that's a little bit of a limitation there on the YouTube live chat poll. It is also in that it is text only. Okay, so in the live chat poll, it is text only, which is totally fine. Like, I got no issues with text polls. I run text polls, but I like to have choices, which is why YouTube gave us our community posts. So it's posts, but my brain still calls it community, just like it still calls Twitter, X, Twitter. So the community posts, we can have polls over there as well, but we can also have image polls or graphic polls in the community post, which is really useful. Livestream Consultants says that you have to end it before the end of that stream if you want the info. That's what I thought. Now, this means that those people that are not awake or available for your live stream and who come in as your replay gang, which if you're in the replay gang, let me know in the comments, say replay gang. Those people don't get the opportunity to be included in the poll. Now, if it's something that's specifically happening at the moment in the live stream, that doesn't matter quite so much. But if you're asking for like a more rounded view of your audience, should you not make it more available than just the people who can make it to your live stream? Because we have all of these, we have these options for in live stream. So we have the YouTube version. We have the not live stream. My brain said live stream consultants, and that's not the version. Social Stream Ninja also has a live poll option that you can run during a live chat. And so, we can bring on polls that appear on screen. So, I'm just gonna, polls I'm just creating one right now. I can actually screen share this, I think. Let me just look to make sure there's nothing on that screen that would not be good, because I actually haven't set it up to screen share for just the app. So let me just go in and edit my screen share here. Can I edit the screen share? Secondary display. There we go. That one. No, that's not the one. I chose the wrong software. Social stream. There we go. That one there. Oh, I went to all the effort. No, it's good. I was gonna say I went to all the effort to make sure that none of my links weren't showing. There we go. All right, I'll have to refresh that link for later. Okay, so this is in Social Stream Ninja. So I've got the app downloaded onto my computer. So this is the app for the computer. So I've got my poll question here is, I'm just going to, my face is not, I'm not happy. I'm cut off. There we go. So, oh, cutting the caboose, finally awake at the same time as your stream. Good job. Good job. Okay, so I need a random poll here. So our polls lame. And then we can have that's our poll question, our options. Yes. No. Not lame. Yes, we'll just go yes and no. So then I've chosen a style. There's a few different styles that you can choose from. So you've got a few different ones, but I've just got that style there. I'm going to allow only one vote per user. So here you can choose. It says allow multiple votes, and you can show the number of the votes instead of the percentage. So that's your personal choice. And then do I need to toggle the poll on? No, where is the poll toggle button? I haven't done this one for a while. Oh, enable poll. Okay, so, and then what I need to do is I'm going to jump back to my other stream here, because you need to grab that little link that's at the top, which I'm not going to scroll up for, but you need to grab that link and embed it as an overlay. So obviously you need to have software that allows overlays, and then boom, I've got my poll, but I need to go back. There it is. Our poll's lame. So in the chat, you type 1 or 2 or yes or no, and it should start adding that directly to the poll. Now that's over my face, but that's okay. I'll just do this. Okay, I can move it, or I can just move out of the way. So this brings it on stream. Now within Social Stream Ninja, I do have the options of being able to change that imagery up a little bit. That's the default. This is the neon. I find the neon very hard to read. Let me know if you're the same. The minimalist, it's very clear, very bright. It looks a lot like the default. The retro gaming, which is cute. Elegant, which I think is a little bland. Futuristic, I like the futuristic. The vintage, and the cyberpunk. So let's go to cyberpunk. Now, so obviously you don't get a lot of choices. Most of these won't fit a lot of branding, so you'll go with the standard options there of probably the what was the word? My brain won't give me the word. Default. The default. And so you can actually have, a few different options for yourself there. So, hi, just call in and left like it late in the UK. Hey, Anfield, good to see you. It's a very quiet poll anyway. Well, it's a brand new poll. So, yeah, absolutely. And, everyone's just starting to jump in. So, Livestream Consultant says you cannot add a poll to the comments of the video either. It would have to be a community post. Now, I want to show you a third option that means that you can have a poll that you leave in your comments for your audience to go in later. So we're going to get to that one soon. So right now we've had a little look. We've got the YouTube poll running in the chat. So you need to, toggle that one that's actually in the live chat. Plus we all we can see this "Are polls lame" on the screen. So if anyone wants to type in 1 or 2, I don't know if yes or no works. I think we need the 1 or the 2. I mean, we can try. Someone could write yes and someone could write 2, and see what happens. See if it picks up both. But I personally am not the biggest fan of this one. I mean, it's better than nothing. But my favorite are straw polls. Oh, there we go. It does pick up the text. So Anfield just wrote yes. So it does pick up the text. So Anfield is going there. I think the poll froze. Chantelle, at least she's frozen on my screen. Is anyone else? Am I frozen for anyone else, or just Russell? Okay, so we're getting some votes in. So it works with either the number or the words, which I think is actually really good, because quite often when you tell your audience to vote, they don't always listen to all of the instructions, and they will put in the answer rather than put in like the number option. So it being both is actually pretty cool. And it also is not case dependent, which is really nice, because some things are, like our chat commands, they are case dependent. So Anfield says that it's fine here. Livestream consultant says it's fine there. So that's good. So Russell, if you can hear me at all, I don't know if you can, you might need to refresh. So we've got this poll here. And so this is running through Social Stream Ninja. You can, I mean, obviously, I just don't want to move this around because I've got it set in like the position that I like. But you can totally move it around your screen. So I think I've currently got it locked. Let me just unlock it. There we go. So you can move it around. You can put it wherever you want. I'm going to move it up here. So it's a little bit, did that block the question? No, it didn't block the question. I thought it blocked the question. Okay. Oh, no, I still can't wiggle back into the middle. It's very, and I could make it smaller as well. That's the other thing. Like I can make it smaller to fit better, so I can come a bit closer. I don't like not being in the middle. It's stressing me out. I'm definitely not like a left side or right side thirds person. I am a middle thirds person. So we've got these options here. And so the YouTube version, free. This version, so this is the Social Stream Ninja, free to use as well. And I have another free option to share with you in a moment. So Social Stream Ninja is super easy to use. So I can actually there's an option here on the screen. Where is it? Let me just double check there's none of the links are showing again. Good. So back over here to Social Stream Ninja. Oh, we might have to let's just move the poll. Let's move the poll down a little. So over here for the instructions on Social Stream Ninja, you just end the poll just by clicking end the poll. Now, if it's something that you want to use over and over again, you can save that current poll. The other option here is I've chosen multiple choice, but you've got a couple of other options here. Like there was a straight yes, no poll, which I probably could have gone with. And there's also a free form. So there's a few options there that you can choose from. And you just need to have a play and work out what it is that you that you want from your audience, the information that you want. And so having these different options for your different polls can help you gather information or make things more interactive for your audience. So you get to decide which ones work for you. So I'm like, do I just end the poll and move it off the screen? I don't know. I might just move it off the screen for now while we go and talk about another one, and I'll bring it back. So I would like to come back to my, there we go, back in the middle again. Scoot your camera to the right and go a la Doug style. No, I don't like it. I get it, and we have the options. I like to be in the middle. Like to the point where I make this so I can make sure I'm in the middle. That's how much I need to be in the middle, okay? Oh, Absolutely it does. Being offset works for some video or stream content. It absolutely works. It really does. Especially if you're bringing in graphics and you need them here or here and they take up a bit more space, totally scooch over. I 100% agree with you. It totally works. Stresses me out a little bit. My brain, it's not, you know, I work, it was a long time where I couldn't make it right and now I can make it right. Yeah, absolutely. You can totally make a scene just for your polls. Absolutely. And I used to. So over Fiberific, and this is where we're going to jump into the third option. On Fiberific, on my yarn crafting channel, we ran some promotion over there where we gamified making a project where we would roll dice to choose a color, that sort of thing. So it was like the dice roll game. And we made an entire blanket where whenever I needed a new color, we'd roll the dice. And I had an 8-sided dice and 7 colors. And one of them was, so if we rolled the 8, people got to go and vote for which color they thought would come in. So it was the wild card color. Now, I've got to change. I'd set up the other screen share for this one. So I'm just going to jump back in and go to this screen share, and change the app. We don't want social stream now. We want ARC. There we go. There it is. Okay. Oh, you're in the way. Move you over there. Okay. So what I would do is give them a link to this poll, and I was able to have custom colors, custom imagery, and people could just go in and choose. Now, how did they get this? It's a link, and that link can be left in your description as a pinned comment, whatever it is that you want to do. And it is, again, free. I'm not sure if you can see at the top here, I've got the free account. There are paid versions. There are paid versions for Straw Poll. Now, I've got the links for Straw Poll, Social Stream Ninja in the description below, so you can always go and check. Russell said, I always got outvoted on that poll. You quite often did, yes. Pretty much purple or green were just about always the winners. So anemone or amphibian were always the winners. It's just one of those things. But I created this poll in Straw Poll, a free option to be able to do this. So then the other thing was where we would do a thing where people would vote on the craft that I was going to be doing that day. So I'd put in a list of projects that I needed to work on. And frog means I had a project that needed to be pulled out. So frog, when you're pulling the yarn out, you're ripping it, you rip it, you rip it, you rip it, ribbit becomes frogging. It's a yarn crafters joke. Sorry, everybody, yarn crafters joke. Anyway, so then people would vote over which project I would work on that day. And that really gives the audience, like, they're more invested because they got to choose what happened in the live stream. And so there's lots of different ways to make this happen. So lots of creators, especially you think about what gaming creators are doing. They've got different things where if like a certain level super chat gives somebody control over a camera, like if they've got a PTZ camera that can be, can zoom in on a funny thing in the background, there's all these different ways to nearly gamify how your audience interacts with you. And so polls are a really great way, not just to gather information. So a lot of people think of polls as a way to gather information. Polls are also a way to get your audience to interact with you. So this was a decision-making process. This was what the audience wanted me to make. This one here was what color the audience thought I should work in. So I do these through a website called Straw Poll, totally free to do. There are paid options. I never felt like I came up against any limitations, if that makes any sense. I didn't feel like I hit any limits on it being free. Now, admittedly, live streaming once a week, maybe if I live stream 5 days a week or something like that, I might hit a limit. Never felt like I've hit any limitations with Straw Poll. So free to use. I don't have an affiliate link, nothing like that. It's just a straight link to the website. So how you go in is you create a poll. Well, you make an account first, create a poll. You put in your poll title, what kind of poll you want to have. Now, I was looking and ranking poll wasn't one that I was familiar with. So should we have a little play with a ranking poll? So I'm going to choose ranking poll. So I don't know what it means. So are polls here for oh no, what do you use? What would you use polls for? Let's go audience. Helps if I could type the words. Audience audience control of actions. Then we have audience interaction. Add a poll option. See if the audience is awake. And for funsies. Tech nerd. Nerding out. Okay. So then once we've got our order in, then you go down here and you've got some options, okay? So you can have a random order of options or not. You can have your maximum points, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 options and it's making you choose 3. Interesting. You can choose here how often people can vote. And that's a big one because sometimes people want to vote for more than one thing. And so you get to decide if that is allowed. So I like 1 vote per IP address because I just want people to answer one time. I don't want it skewed, but you get to choose if it's a per browser session or per unique code, whatever it is. You can also, if you've got a paid account, you can make it so they have to do a capture first. And you get to decide if you require names or not. So you could use this to gather information as well. I'm not going to do that right now. Can I choose 4? I can. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to choose 4. I'm going to create the poll. Okay. And then what I need to do is I need to get this link to you. So let's jump to live streaming. This is the link for that poll. Now, hopefully it'll work because, doing it live. Now, what'll happen is at one stage, we will go in and we'll be able to end the poll, okay? So let's see if, go to vote. Results. So right now I just put it in as what it was. So this is the results. And I like to share the results on screen. Okay. So now we should be able to see, now it is saying live vote. So if any of you jump in and vote, we should be able to see, oh, there we go. Somebody else has been in to vote and their options are in and somebody else. So you're able to see live as the votes come in. And with the different voting options, I know that over on the other one, it was able to, I was able to see it as a graph of which answer was the winner. So here we are, because we're doing a ranking order. So it looks, is it just me or are we all just doing we're all just doing oh no, maybe someone's changed the order. I don't know. But then after a while, I can go in, and reset. So if you want to have the same poll week after week after week after week, you can just reset it. You don't have to go in every single time and redo the poll like you do on YouTube. You can actually just reset it. So the yarn crafting one, just before each time people would need to vote, I'd go in and give it a quick reset. So it wasn't, the data wasn't being misconstrued by people jumping in throughout the week or whatever to vote. So you can totally reset it. You've got options to export your results. You can grab some vote analytics. It's just a bit of fun. All right. So it's pretty clinky. Okay. Well, this is pretty clunky. Okay. Well, I personally thought it was really useful considering it's super free and it makes it very interactive for your audience. It's not perfect. None of them are. But it is also, I love how live it is. So as each person put in their votes, I got to see. So right now we could go in and we can view our analytics. What do we get? So here we go. Votes per country. We've got Australia, the USA, the UK. We get the information for the votes there as well, and a little sliding graph. I don't know how useful that is. Yeah, so live stream consultants, it's per IP address. So when we set it up, we chose that people could only vote one time per IP address. So you get to choose this. Okay. So and that's what I chose. So now I need to go back to my poll, which has been a little bit since I've done this. So I am just going to go back to my dashboard, find my poll, and let me look here, show results. There's usually a way to end the poll. There used to be a button. Let me just see if it's just a thing for this particular kind of, actually, let me just see if that's it there. Poll, invite, share, analytics, reset, delete. Let me go here. I used to option, share. There was a way that I could end the poll, and I just don't think I can do it. So frustrating. There's definitely a way to end the poll. But my point being, that the point being that you can use this link in your description, in your pinned comments, and so your audience can be utilizing this poll after your stream is over. Or if you want to add a poll to a video rather than a live stream, you can still add this poll into a community post. It will give the same traction as any post with a link. So whether or not that works as well, I couldn't tell you. Whereas the polls and the quizzes do work better as community posts, like the built-ins. So I don't know if that would be the best case scenario for that. You'd have to test it for yourself. And so therefore, and then, there we go, Chantelle. There's some great filler words to remove. Then you can utilize that data from one stream to the next or one video to the next, and you can get some really good information or make it really fun for your community. Claire said it was easy to vote. That's great, Claire. Thank you for sharing that. Now, I don't know why I can't end the poll. Oh dear, show results. There was an end poll button, like it was here. They must have changed. It's been a little bit since I've used this one, I'll be honest. But anyway, and I love that I can also screen share this information so that you can see it and that it gives it to you in like a really nice image, right? It shows you the answers. And it's very clear. Audience control of actions, which was our first one. So there was an option to randomize it. So you can actually randomize it so that different people see the different options first, makes them think and click and move things, or does it? That's up to you to decide. So live stream consultant says he was actually able to go in and vote again from his mobile phone as it's not on the same IP. Yeah, so it's just limiting your IP address. So if you're using a different network, you can get away with it. Absolutely. Yeah, well, worth every penny. It is free. So, or we're using the free option here. So, and then you can just click share to be able to share your link to wherever you want to. You can grab it as a QR code. So if your audience prefers a QR code, so if you're on television, you can grab that QR code. Did Didn't download it. That might be a thing. Did it download that anywhere? I don't think it did. I don't know. Maybe the QR code is for paid members only. I don't know. That doesn't make sense. But anyway, you can grab the link. You can share it in the description. I really want that QR code now. That never used to be a thing, and I want it. I have no, look at this. It still calls it Twitter too. Oh. So you've got some options. Oh, there we go. There's the QR code. So you can share that on your screen so your audience can just, especially if you've got a big television audience. So I was having a look at my analytics because I was tossing up between two different discussions today, which was designing your channel banners and working out where your audience are actually watching from, to work out if you actually should go in and make the effort to make it TV friendly, and then how to make it TV friendly. But one of the things is, if your audience is watching on TV, they're not going to be able to click that link very easily unless they're on a secondary device as well. So unless they're on their phone, unless they've got their laptop in their lap, they're not going to be able to do it very well. So whereas if they can just grab their phone, QR code that, and oh, there we go, QR code, boom, and then go from that way. So yeah, it's very, I just think it's a great tool. It's probably not the best thing in the world to use. It is free. It is super accessible. It's very simple to use, except for apparently how to, oops, there we go. Except for apparently how to end the stream, end the poll. I'm not sure what I've done wrong there. Did I choose no end? Like no end ever. There is no end. Results. Results are always public. I don't know. Voting interval. Random order option. I don't know. Other than not being able to end the poll today, which is probably more of a me problem than the software problem, like let's be honest, I find this one to be my favorite. And not just because of this, but also because I can go in and I could choose photos to upload. And it didn't make life hard, and it didn't squish the imagery. It didn't do anything awkward. It just let me do what I needed to do. Okay, so being able to have the photos, make it visual, because my audience on the Fibrific channel, they're very visual. Having the imagery was more important than having the color. So if I just had 3 anemone, if you were coming in and you hadn't seen my stream before, you wouldn't know anemone was purple, because the yarn color names are kind of random. Like amphibian, you would assume green. You know, parrot could be red or green. You know what I mean? So having the options to add in the photos, I think, is super cool. And also, if you just want to make, oh, here we go. Here's another poll that I was creating. So I created this one this morning. Let me go here. Command C, and into the chat. There's another poll. If anyone wants to jump in on that one, they can. Where is it? There you go. Do you think polls will work to help keep your audience engaged? Yes, no, or I don't know. So I'm going to go to show results so we can leave that one open. So someone's already voted, so that's really cool. So being able to have being able to visually see what it is that you're offering, the differences between for your audience. I could have made this yes, no, I don't know poll a text poll. Absolutely, I could have. But I was able to actually have the option of being able to go in and choose something visually appealing. So you can choose what will suit your audience best. So for my Fibrific Yarncraft audience, it is the visual. It is these ones that always performed better, where I was able to add in the pictures, where I was able to create that sort of more information as still at a glance kind of thing. So having these options available to you for your audience, and having the big kicker for me it's not just for your live stream audience. You can leave your poll open for your replay audience, and then the next week or whenever it is, you can go back in, reopen, look at the results, screen share the results. Because if I left this here, I could leave this for my audience to come back and come back in and vote throughout the week when they're watching the replays. And their voice still matters. Their voice is still counted. Because let me know in the chat here, how many of you don't enjoy the replay of a live stream as much as a live stream? Like, that is me. I definitely prefer being live in a live stream myself. But let me know in the chat, do you feel a little less connected? I personally feel a little less connected in a live chat. That's the replay, right? Because I'm just reading the comments, which I still do. But for me, there is a disconnection. Russell said, funny how the universe works. This discussion has given me a great idea, but it has nothing to do with polls. The universe is so cool like that. I love it. I love it. It's let your brain jump in and choose something out. The Australian Wool Store. So good to see you. There's so many yarn crafties jumping in. Am I streaming on the right channel? I don't know if I am. So having these options available that are either textural, so, you know, you can just have it straight up as text. You can have it as vivid color with imagery. Where is it? This one here. And I don't know if there's a limit, and there probably is, but I needed 7 and it let me have 7 and still 7 with images. So there's probably a limit. Now, what I will say is when you're creating polls, less answers or less responses to choose from is better, right? So this particular one worked because of what it was. But I would say having less options. I've got so many things open. That one. Less options there, less options for your audience to have to choose between makes it easier. So having the choices and making smart decisions that will resonate with your audience will help your polls succeed. So you have to think about who it is that is coming through. You have to think about who it is that's watching, who it is that's watching your replays. Will these people click the link? Will they go and answer the question? Will they be more inclined if it's an image or if it's text? These are only things that you can answer based on your knowledge of your audience. Every audience is different, okay? And every channel is different, and every kind of every decision that you make on your channel is based on your individual audience and what it is you're trying to do for them. So I can't do text polls, do image polls. I can't give that, but I can give you options so that you can have a look and you can make these decisions. And do you know what else you can do? You can test it out. You can see what your audience prefers. You can go through over a few weeks or however long you want to be running your polls and questions and quizzes. You can be running through this and just checking to see how much your audience interacts with it, and see how they go with it. I do not think you can end a poll. I think you have to delete it. Yeah, I personally tend to run the same poll over and over again. So rather than delete it, I will actually go in and reset it when I want to, like when I re-mention it again and reset it. But yeah, you can go in and there used to be a way to like end the poll and see the results kind of thing, kind of like what YouTube does. So I'm just going to go over here to our live stream chat on YouTube. So we're getting some answers over on that poll there as well. And the second option, so our first option was YouTube's inbuilt embed stuff. Then our second option here is the Social Stream Ninja polls, which I'm just going to pop that up there. And so those ones you can do using Social Stream Ninja. Again, another free software, another free platform. Cost is not your limitation here. Okay? Cost is not your limitation. See you later, Lee. Have an awesome one. Have an awesome one. I was in your feed, so that is cool. Like, so I'm just going to scrub back a little bit here. I'm in my screen sharing and stuff. I've missed some comments and some people jumping in. That was Russell's. We got that one. Claire says that she prefers the live because she does feel less connected. John says, yeah, I don't watch a replay for the disconnect. Livestream consultant says, I like this idea as there seems to be more flexibility with this straw poll site. And there are other sites like straw poll. This is just one that I found that I like. So I love that you can change things around, that you can make it match you a little better by the imagery that you choose. John says he needs an audience for live streaming. Yeah, that makes sense. Lee's says, I like it to be on a live and not when it's on a replay. Absolutely. Russell says, I don't think I've ever watched a live stream replay. Webinars, yes, but not live streams. And you guys aren't alone. A lot of people prefer the live experience and just skip the replay. And you're not alone in this at all. Let's have a look. Oh, I popped up in the Wool Stores feed. Awesome. I was number 1 on the home screen. Oh my gosh, that's kind of cool, Claire. And John said, same, you was in my feeds. That's cool. That's cool. Claire says, but just to clarify, however, I do watch your replays. Thanks, Claire. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So we have these. Oh no. So let me just. I've just noticed something here with this particular poll. When I brought it back on screen again, it reset the poll. So this appears to be a downside of the Stream Ninja polls is when you take them off screen and then bring them back. All I did was off screen, on screen, but when you take it off screen, it must reset it. So that is something to remember that I didn't know was a thing. So I'm really sorry. I was going to take it off screen for a while and then show it later what the responses were. But everybody who responded to this poll here, our poll's lame, your answer is gone. So if you want to answer that question, you can just type that straight into this live chat here, 1 or 2, or yes or no. Either option works. Our poll's lame, so you can get that into the chat. But what I'll also do is and this is I'm jumping into the YouTube poll here that people have been answering. And yeah, John says, well, that poll is lame. I kind of agreeing. Because, let me know in the chat, do you want your poll to be on screen for the whole time? I want to be able to click off, go and come back and do something else. And I'm going to do a thing here. I'm going to change scene and come back and see if it resets it. So I'm going to go over to my screen share scene and then back to this scene. No, well, it didn't reset that. So that is good. Well, both my scenes had the poll. Oh, I wonder if I've actually got the poll showing up in all scenes. Oh, maybe these polls that these guys use on Social Stream Ninja are better for staying on the screen. Make them little, pop them up in a corner, resize them when you want to talk about them, bring them back in. I agree. Probably a little bit lame. The thing I love about, my favorite thing about the straw polls, and just to be clear, not an affiliate, it's a free account. I'm making nothing other than knowing that I'm sharing information to you that might help you with yours. And that to me is actually valuable. And so having those straw polls, I can come back in a couple of weeks and look at that, and that data's still there. And anyone who's watched the replay, they're being counted. So it's one of those things where I love that ability, because I do have people who come back and watch the replays and they're left out of any polls that have run live during the session. And so their voice is not heard. So already they miss out on the live chat. So they get to read the live chat, but they don't get to be part of the live chat. But then having the options for the information to be available for them throughout, and then for me to come back in a week or two and go, hey, let's look at how that poll was going, and voice whatever those opinions were from there. I think that's actually really powerful. I really do. I think that's a powerful thing. So let me know in the chat. What do you think would you use any 3 of these polls? So while you're deciding, I'm going to go and end the YouTube poll and grab the data from that. And that'll appear in the chat magically. Let me see, it does not appear in the Social Stream Ninja, so I cannot bring it on screen. But all of you watching on YouTube can see the results of the poll. Now that's the other thing as well that just jumped into my head, right into my brain, is if you are multi-streaming and your poll is on YouTube, that means your audience from wherever else that you're multi-streaming to, so for me right now, LinkedIn, that LinkedIn audience, they can't be in that poll. Only the YouTube audience can be in that live stream poll. Whereas with the Social Stream Ninja poll and the straw polls, they're for your entire audience. You're not segregating sections off as to whose opinions are you going to run with. Okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, it is. I've got it set so that it shows in all scenes. So I could move that. That's an easy move, but I'm not going to. Claire says, I love polls because for me, it's an instant information after people have voted. Absolutely it is. Livestream Consultant says it recognizes that you voted and does not add another vote. Okay, that's good. I doubt voting on a yarn color in a replay works, so it would be cool if it did. Yeah, I mean, it's going to depend on what you're doing. So if it is something that is a live decision that needs to be made before the end of the stream, obviously it's not going to matter which one you go with because you're not going to be able to take on your replayers' opinions on that. But you could set another poll for the replay viewers that you set after the stream has ended. Add that link for the replay. What's the first color you want me to use next week? And those replayers would get to choose an action that happens in the next stream. So that gives them a reason to hit the next stream to see which way it went, to see how to see if the creator actually did what they said they were going to do, and go from there. So you've got ways that you can make this work. So even if you're not a live streamer and you create videos and upload videos, you can just create these polls on Straw Poll and add the link in. You know, you could make it so that it is a way for you to my brain just totally skipped it. I'm going to have a sip of my coffee while my brain catches back up. You could create a video, have already previously created the poll, grab that QR code from that video, add that QR code into your imagery, and you could actually use that to learn something about what it is that you want to make your video about. And so you've got so many options. The only limitations you have is your thinking. So, but a big part of it is, do you think that your audience will actually interact? Now, obviously, I knew you guys would have a play, right? You would come in, you would click on the things and see how they work. Now, those that are on the replay, they're not going to get to hang out and do the YouTube poll, and they're not going to get to do this poll. Where is it? There it is. They're not going to get to do this poll either because it's also a live stream only poll. But if they're in the replay, they are going to be able to have a bit of fun with the other poll. Absolutely. You could also add that polling to all of your VOD in all your videos before the next stream, or a month-long poll for more tabulated information. Absolutely you can. And the other thing is, in the back end of, where is it? I want to go to the dashboard. Okay, screen share. There is information available to you to learn about your audience. Now, obviously, YouTube kicks butt with analytics, right? So just about everything else is second or 10th when it comes to YouTube analytics. Like when it comes to analytics, YouTube is number one. It rules the world. But if you want to get an idea of which people in your audience are action takers, by clicking a link for a fun option of a poll, you can find some information out about them. Let me go back. Dang it, I'm gonna have to move you down here. I don't want to take it off screen because we'll lose it again because I learned that. All right, so we've got the which polls would you, do you think which poll, this one here's got some actual participants. So for a start, I can see that this one here, this top one actually has participants. So I can go in, click on that, and I can look at the vote analytics. I can look at how fast and over what timeline people voted. I can look at what country they came in. I can see the results so far. So here we go. And then we can click on our results and we can see our results imagery. We can see that the live results are still kicking in, okay? So this poll is still going, right? So you've got this information that you can come back to. And yeah, it's not YouTube analytics level of information, but it's also not nothing. For a start, the votes are there. And then secondly, you can see their locations. You can see, you know, how quickly they voted. So, you know, it's almost as good as YouTube's. No, it's not. YouTube's is awesome. I mean, the YouTube analytics in general, there's a lot. There's a lot of information. So, you know, we can see here, and also we can see by country who voted for what and in what order. So you get the information, right? So I think that saying it gives you nothing is probably not right, but it doesn't give you as much information as a YouTube analytic. But it's also more about, why don't the points add up? What do you mean, why don't the points add up? I think it gives 2 points per, like it's per vote, and there's a fourth answer. And I don't know why it doesn't show me the fourth one. Maybe because no one chose whatever the fourth one was first. So I would have to look into, I would have to look into why that would, only show those. But my guess would be they would be, oh, I can tell you why, because it's based off the 3 countries, not the 4 vote answers. Oh my gosh, my brain just totally fried then. I'm thinking there's only 3 and there's 4. No, only three countries have voted on this poll, right? But there's the 4 different answers, so you can see which actual answer was the most popular for different countries. So that's cool in itself. Now Doug's not wrong here. So I just want to go back to the actual poll. Go back to the poll. There we go. Oh, I wanted the results. I should have just clicked results. Okay. So Doug's not wrong here. The downside of the straw poll is that it takes people away from the stream if they're on mobile devices. Yes, it does. Absolutely. It absolutely does. There's a downside. So both YouTube and the Stream Ninja keep people in the chat. But the straw poll will take people away to vote, and hopefully they come back. That is a downside. That is a true downside. But anyway, these are just some options and some choices for those that want to run polls or are considering running polls to maybe work out some other ways to get some fun information or interactivity with their audience or gather what it is that they want them to do next. So, you know, quite often I hear people complain that they'll put something up on the community tab and no one votes and no one sees it, and therefore they don't do it, right? So having this as something, a link that you can embed into your video, into your live stream, into your descriptions, wherever there be, and across your multiple platforms if you're a multi-streamer, makes it so that that data is useful for everybody for down the track. and that they can find it. If they found the video, if they're on your channel watching your videos, they'll find the link. So not everybody goes to the posts, you know. Does everybody told their audience that they post in posts now? So it is, you know, that post is posts rather than community. Like, have you explained that to your audience? Because as creators, we quite often we know stuff, and we assume because we know it, our audience must know it. But our audience are here for the kind of topics and content that we make. So the audience here on this channel, I would assume there would be things that they know because they are YouTube creators, I'm assuming. And that's an assumption again. But if your audience is yarn crafters, like my other audience is, why would they know about the nuances and the new things from YouTube? If you want your audience to click on things and do things and see things, you need to tell them where it is and show them how to do it. And it's actually up to you to educate your audience. So if you want them to go and look and check to see if there's a new poll, if you want them to do that, mention it in a video, mention it in a live stream, mention it somewhere on how they can go and do that. Don't just assume they know what they're doing, because depending on the demographic of your audience, they may have never seen a poll before. They may not know where to go to look in your community tab, because it's not called that anymore. It's called posts. It's not a community tab. It's called posts. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Let me have a look at Back to Review says Evie Mux has a poll too. Oh, that is awesome. I'm glad they've got a poll system. That's so good. Russell, I don't know how their point systems work. It looks like each response gets 10 points, I would say. If there were 7 votes, total points is 70, then each one gets a percentage of each vote. That would be my guess, but that's a guess. I haven't dug into it. So if you want to use the points for these sorts of polls, so this particular one has the points. Wild Color just straight up, just when you go to show results, it just straight up does a percentage of the votes. This one here is just a straight up percentage of the votes. So you get to choose the kind of poll that you're doing to get the kind of information that you want. That's up to you. But yeah, so, and that is the thing. So again, while Evie Mux does have a poll option, which I'm glad they do, again, it is only available while it's live, like the YouTube poll and like the poll here. The dancing person is over the top of the poll. The other poll here as well that Social Stream Ninja uses. So they've all got their pros and cons, and you get to decide which one will work better for you and for your audience. Let me have a look here. Oh, we're missing something on screen. I mean, we had some stuff on screen, so there we go. I'll have to move that to the other side. So there we go. Nope, you'll have to look at the screen in the replay. All right, I'll have a look. I'll have a look later. But yeah, for me, and when you create that poll, you get to decide the weight. So when I went in, I don't know if I can do it now that it's, where is it? Information. Go in and edit the poll. It was a maximum number of 4 points per person. Which again, I'm not actually sure. They don't specify what that is. Show advanced settings. Oh, that's the other thing that you can do, which I should probably point out. I'm just going to jump back over to this screen here. I'll move my little face down under there. There's so much stuff on screen. Oh no. Dang it. When I took it off screen, it reset it. All right, that's ticking me off. I'm actually going to turn off the Social Stream Ninja poll. All I did was accidentally slide that too far to the top and it reset the poll. That's frustrating. All right, so if you go in, when you're setting up your poll, so you're going in, you're adding in your title, your options, all that sort of stuff. Can we just, I wonder how many options can we just, 10, 9, 10. Look, it's still going. It's still going. Let me put in 11. So I don't know what the limits are. The lame poll is lame. I agree. Yes. We could choose the random order so that people didn't just vote, yep, that order is great. I'll go with that. But when you click the show advanced settings, you can actually close the poll at a scheduled time. So that's actually a really cool thing to be able to do. So if you want people to only be able to vote for a week, to create urgency, get those replay viewers in voting, whatever, you can say this poll's going to, close at this time. You can choose to allow comments if you want. You can choose a custom design. Now, I have never done any of this stuff. I did do some closing polls at scheduled dates. You just go in and you add the date, day, month, year. And if you're in the US, you just need to double check that you are adding it in the correct order, day, month, year. Now, I'm not sure if when I set up my account, if I specified my location, so it's giving me that. I don't know. But just make sure you're choosing the right day, like the right order. Don't accidentally do month, day, year when it's asking for day, month, year, because your thing may not close for some time. You get, and so I'm going to click configure the custom design. Ooh, there are some, like, look at that. Ooh. Oh, that's very bright. Where's default? Where's default? I like default. I'm going with default. What time zone will it end it in? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. You'd need to go in, and I'm going to assume, I'm just going to drop this off screen for just a second. I'm going to have a look at my account and see if I added in any of that information, just so I can answer that question, but I don't know what shows up. Settings. I did put in my location, my time zone. I got to specify, hang on, no, there's an email address there. I don't want to share that. So when you are setting your account up, that you've got some options. Okay. So you can choose your language. You can choose your clock type, whether you're a 24-hour clock person or a 12-hour clock person with AM, PM. You can choose that. You can choose your time zone. You can choose the day that is your start of the week day. You can choose a default poll theme, a default workspace, and you can include a vanity URL for the active poll. So you can do all of that as well. Now, I can't show this screen because but it was just in the settings. So I just clicked my profile and click settings, and it showed all of that information for me. The other thing is there's options for webhooks. So if you want to sort of have it interacting with different things, you possibly can. I haven't set any of that up. I've used it very basically. But for the basic uses that I've had, it's been great. So Russell, to answer your question I'm not 100% certain, but I'm assuming because you have to put your own time zone in, that it would end in your time zone. Now, I remember scheduling an end date for one, and it ended, so it worked, but I haven't tested alternative time zones. So I would assume it's your local time zone that you chose when you set your account up. So I'll get out of that. And I'm sure if you don't want dark mode, you could probably not have dark mode, but I choose dark mode for all of the things I can choose dark mode on. Livestream consultant says that green one was very retro. At least for me, it was very retro. It was very retro. Not my cup of tea. So lots of options with just a couple of free softwares. Now you could pay for other softwares that would probably give you a lot more information. I just want to show you a couple of free options that give you some really fun ways to interact with your audience. Let me know in the chat if you enjoyed that while I have some coffee. There was definitely an end poll option at one state. That seems to have gone. I used to be able to like end it and it would show me what my results were live on a live stream. So that must have changed in the time that I have embed analytics. I can definitely still reset, which is great because that's something I really love, being able to use the same poll over and over again. Oh, John says, on a side note, I'm half a week into my self-employment as a day trader and I'm not broke yet. Well, that's a win, right? That's a win. Yeah, Russell, I think they do work well in Fiberific. And that's the thing, different audiences, things would work better or worse and depends on who your audience is. All I can show you is options. You get to decide if they will work for your audience or not. Or you could test them and see if your audience agrees with your decisions. Because sometimes we can be surprised by our audiences as well. Let me just, I want to go back to that window. There we go. There we go. Alrighty. So, how's everyone's week been? Have you been good? I had that book arrive. I haven't started it yet, Russell. It turned up on Saturday or Sunday. No, Saturday. It's Saturday. But I'm in the middle of something else. So it's on the reading pile, but I won't get to it, not for a bit. I've got other books in front of it. So, and one that I'm actually in the middle of. So I'll finish those off first, but I've added it to my list. Livestream Consultant says, I like this straw poll one. Yeah, I think it could be a bit of fun. And it could also, especially for you, it could give you something additional that you could offer. It could offer you, offer your clients something for them as well. Time for one. Oh, you want to rant? I don't know if I don't think I've got anything to rant about. Was there something I should be ranting about? Like, let me know. Maybe it'll trigger me. I don't know. Let me have a look here. Yes, I just realized half of my notes were on one topic and then I changed my mind. Well, the goal is usually the first hour. I try to keep the first hour on topic, and then after that it goes into whoop whoop. That's usually how it works, and we did that. We got to like an hour and 5 in. We need a poll for that. Yeah. We are, and we're now heading into whoop whoop land. So if you are not interested in other things YouTube, in my interest in my audience, then the rest of this stream is probably not for you. Like, honestly, is that a record? It could well be. It could well be. No, I don't think it is. I think we have I think we have kept to the, I have kept to the hour mostly on topic. Like I still respond to the questions and sometimes the questions might veer off, but then I come back. I know, but a poll might show the preference. Well, it might. And all right, let's jump in and throw a poll in. I'll just do this one quickly here in, should we do it for the replay viewers or let's do it for the replay viewers. Let me just jump in the dashboard. Here, it's just going to have to be a text poll because I don't have any images ready. So how long, so what's the question? What should we make the question? How long before Chantelle goes off topic? I mean, I tend to veer and come back. So do we count that? I don't know. Like, I feel like today we stayed on topic for the hour. Because originally these live streams were only supposed to go for an hour, but we tend to go on. So we need a multiple choice poll. So what, 20 minutes? 30 minutes. 1 hour. Should we have something between the hour and the 30? My goal is only an hour, so like for the on topic. So anything after that is gravy, but I don't know. I've added in 20 minutes and 30 minutes. So how long before Chantelle goes off topic? Oh, okay. You want it to be less funny and more serious. Okay. All right. Hang on. Let's see. Can I cut? All right. Let's have a look at this. Command V. Okay. What percentage of the stream should be on the main topic? And I'll change to percentages. So 50%, which is my goal. 100%, which is never my goal. I wouldn't enjoy a stream that was 100% like that, because I want to know what you're doing, and it might have nothing to do with my live stream. Let me see, 20%, just I would hope it's longer than that, but let's see. 75%. Let's go 25%. Let's go 25, because then we've got the 4 quarters. Alrighty, let me just move the order around. Boop. Boop, there we go. All right, 25, 50, 75, and 100%. Are those markings fine? Yeah, I agree, live stream consultants, but I don't think that's the goal here. What percentage of the stream should be on the main topic for Chantelle's live streams? John's like, add in a 33. All right, add 33. I'm gonna go 0.33. Oh, maybe another. Okay, I might go other. Yeah. All right. Alrighty. Let me have a look here. 1 vote per IP address. Alrighty. Create the poll. Even though I changed the order to the order I wanted it in, it still defaulted back to the order that I typed it in. So they're a bit jumbled around. Sorry, everybody. You're just gonna have to deal with that. There we go. Okay. Percentage of stream on topic, Command V. There we go. Straw poll is created. Let me just see if I can grab. I really liked being able to have a QR code. Oops. I'm going to share the screen. So if you want to jump a randomization for the win, yeah. I would say that I would love it if I could. Oh, there we go. Save image as QR code for poll. Helps if I spell poll correctly, P-O-L-L, and then, oh, that's very big. There we go. I threw that into the stream there. I'm just going to take away the BMAC QR code just for now. This is the poll code. So yeah. Alrighty. Oh, we've got some votes in already, so that is cool. That is cool. So we'll and I'll have a look at that towards, as we hang out a bit more. So we've got that poll in, and that was actually relatively quick. I mean, admittedly, it was a text poll, so no photos needed to be made or done. And now that link is shared in the description, not in the description. What am I saying? That link is shared in the live chat. My brain just totally paused for a second. I've been able to throw a QR code on the screen. Now, admittedly, that's a big perk of Ecamm Live. I didn't have to upload it to anywhere. I could literally just drag it out of my downloads and throw it over onto the screen. So I'm assuming that that's I mean, I'm like, oh yeah, I've just thrown that in. Is it actually transmitting? Can you see the QR code up over here? You can all see a QR code here, and I haven't just done something janky. Let me know if you can. Keep the polling numbers a secret till next week, you reckon? You guys don't want an update on how it looks? So, okay, we can do that. I can keep it a secret till next week. So yeah, so lots of fun. And you can make them as fun or as serious as you want. Oh, you can see the code. Thank you, John. That's cool. Because I just thought, oh, maybe it didn't do what I thought it did. Scanned. Scan the BC to test that. The poll tells me that someone on my Wi-Fi network already voted, so I cannot. Is this on this new? On this new on the, I wonder if it just gives the same QR code. So if you're running multiple, that's frustrating. I'll have to look into that. So the QR code. I'll have to look in to see if it's for, like the same QR code for all of my polls, or if I get a different QR code for each poll. So Russell says if I turn my Wi-Fi off, I can vote twice. Yeah. Okay, so Russell, did you vote with the QR code last time, or is this your vote with the QR code? Because if you already voted, I'm so confused. I don't even. I'll look into it. I'll look into it. Yeah, I will. Oh, absolutely, I will. I'll add a community post for those not in the stream. Leanne says, oh boy, I'm late. Hello, Chantelle, the public holiday threw me. That's right, because it is a public holiday here in Queensland. I'll live chatters and the replay watchers late. Hi, live chatters and to the replay watchers later than myself. Yep. But yes, I will. I'll be adding a community post with the link. Yeah, Oh, okay. All right. Doug's clarified. He'd already voted using the link, and then he went in to check to see if the QR code worked, and he couldn't vote with the QR. Sorry. I thought you just tried on the QR code and it wouldn't let you. So, I mean, that means it works, right? Like, obviously, if you want to game the system, it's not infallible. Like Russell's done, he can just turn off his Wi-Fi and use his phone data and vote a second time. That's fine. But you know, like for the most part, it just means that people can't just mass vote without like. Usually, that would mean what? Not more than 2 votes. So Russell, with your phone data off, can you vote? Like, if you turn it back on again and off again, can you vote a third time? Like, just out of curiosity, because you know you can probably work with it if people could accidentally, well, sneakily vote twice. But that way. Yeah, I'm just trying to work out if there's a way for you to score yourself a third vote without having a second mobile phone SIM, if that makes any sense. So, like, if you've got multiple phones with multiple SIMs, I'm sure you could probably get multiple votes. But the majority of us have one phone. Yeah, but or on one. I don't know. I don't even know. Like, how important for you is it that you get one vote? For me, I wanted the singular vote on the yarn crafting things just so people couldn't vote for all the colors, because they would. They want rainbows. They would want all the rainbows all the time. And yes, there's always people that can work around systems, but are they the minority or the majority in your audience? So these are again decisions you'll have to make for yourself. But yeah, so my goal for these live streams, just so that we're clear, is I like to stay on topic for hopefully the first hour. We don't always, but hopefully the first hour, and then anything after that is conversational. Okay. All right. Russell said he can get the third vote using his phone. He went onto airplane mode and back and got another vote with the QR code. Good to know. Good to know. Leanne says, I cannot vote with the QR code. Should I be able to simply tap and vote on my mobile? I'm assuming that's how I assume it works. Let me just, you go into your camera. If you've got, it's not giving me a QR code option either. So obviously some people are able to do it. I may have turned off the QR code thing off my phone. No, it's not picking up the QR code thing at all. That's annoying. I'll have to have a look. But there is also a link, Leanne. There's a link in the chat. Just scroll up a little bit, or actually I can just throw it back in. I'm not screen sharing. I can jump over to the other screen. There we go. There you go. For those of you that can't get the QR code to work, there is a link in the chat there for straw poll. Something that I used to do for the Fibrific straw polls is especially because I was resetting the same polls over and over again. I actually went to my website and created a redirect, so I could just go, fibrific.com.au/ like wildcard, which was the color poll name. And so I was able to do that side of it, and so that they could just go, have the same link every week and be able to use the same link. I didn't have to constantly cut and paste links. So you get to decide again if that's what you want to do. They do have an option for a more customizable link. I didn't click it. It might be a paid feature. I don't know. So yeah, let's have a look. Leanne's going to have another try. Okay. So look, I'm going to be really honest. If I get like a majority of people want 100% of my streams to be on topic, I'm going to find that very disappointing. Like, I'm going to be really honest, because I can't do that. I'm not that person. That's other people. Other people could do that. I can't. Let me have a look here in the chat. Oh, your brain kicked in? Do I have to actually take a photo of the QR code? I've always just sort of had the phone app photo open and it just... Oh, hang on. I had video open. Oh, look at that. The second I moved it to photo, it captured it and said, do you want to open this link in Chrome? Gosh, I'm a numpty. I forgot that I was taking videos yesterday. Gosh. I don't know, Russell. I'm just having a look here in the vote. And there is only, let me just, apparently there is only 4 responses. I'm just refreshing it. Yeah, I've only got 4 votes on the poll that are public here. So yeah. So maybe it's letting you think you can vote multiple times, but you can't. Yeah, I've just got 4 votes. Yeah, Leanne. Look, I thought I just totally, like, I just opened my phone app, and because I just about 99.9% of the time take photos, I don't record videos on my phone that often. I didn't even think to check that I had it on photo rather than video. So on video it doesn't pick it up, but on photo it does. So that was my bad. That was user error. Android users can use Google Lens. Yep. So yeah, look, I love a good poll personally, and that's something I actually really love about the YouTube community tab polls, is I can just go through, more so on desktop, and just go through and do polls and quizzes for a pile of the different channels that I follow. So, it's nearly like, oh, I've got 5 minutes for some fun. Like, do I play a game, or do I just go in and do some quizzes and polls, and I tend to just do the quizzes and polls. So different brains work different ways. Different audiences will prefer different things. You know your audience better than anybody. Well, definitely better than I do. And you know, so you get to decide. But yeah, I've got 6 votes now. 6 votes now. So something's working, and it is updating. It's usually pretty good, pretty close to very live, or at least it was. So yeah, that would be just a premiere then. I'm not sure what that. I don't know what that was in relation to. Should you bring quizzes over to look? I think quizzes could be fun. Didn't you run a quiz show, Doug? I thought you ran a quiz show. For some reason, that's my brain's telling me you did. I don't know, but I think quizzes could be fun, as long as they're easy to set up. Like the other thing that does bug me about the YouTube polls is you have to set them up while you're live. You can't preset it up and just click a button and have the poll drop in. So you've either got to like sort of just sit there with nothing else happening in your chat and then drop it in later. Like you can't respond, you can't do anything until you drop it in. Whereas with both Straw Poll and Social Stream Ninja Poll, you can set them up before the stream so that it's all ready to go. So you can have it all set up as part of your process and just share the link for the Straw Poll, or share, you know, or bring on screen the Social Stream Ninja Poll. Now, we've learnt some limitations on that Social Stream Ninja Poll today. So, oh, okay. Thank you for the clarification on that. That is in response to you having everyone vote for 100% of the stream to be on topic. That would be a premiere. I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, Doug. So you can queue them up. You can have them preset, ready to go. I think that would be fun. It would be. I think that would be fun. You know, I used to join a crafter that had trivia evenings. Yeah, like trivia shows and trivia nights. They're so popular. It'd be really fun. I mean, what's that? There's an app that you can use when people are all together. Abby used to use it at school. Some of the events I go to, they get you to use it, and they'll bring up they'll have the things on screen, and you create an account, and everybody can. You could what is it called? That'd be a fun way to run an online quiz if you could get it to work. Where I don't think people have to be on the same Wi-Fi. It's got a bizarre name. I always thought it was odd. No, not the Jackbox is not it, but it's not the one I'm thinking of. There's another one. I can't think of it. If Abby was awake, she'd probably be like yelling it at me, because she used to do them at like there'd be quizzes at school that they could do it with. My brain is not going to give it to me. James uses that at events. The Jackbox. I'm going to look into Jackbox. I've never heard of it, but because I've only ever seen this other one. Let me just I just need to, there we go, new tab. Cahoots is the one I was thinking of. Like Kahoot. That's what I mean. It had a weird name that the second I saw it, I'd know what it was. Kahoot. Yeah. I'd never seen it until I went to an event and they were using it there. Geology Dude says I came in too late for the poll. Which poll, Geology Dude? We ran a pile of them. There's one running right now, which is what this QR code is for. Come on, don't look at the screen. There we go. That one, that QR code is for, that's a poll for if how long I should stay on topic for in a live stream. What percentage of my stream? So, and this particular poll is not using YouTube's poll system. It's an external poll system over on Straw Poll. So you can, we're leaving it open for the replay viewers as well. But yeah, Kahoot, that's the one I was thinking of. It's probably very similar to Jackbox, and you can create like graphics and stuff like that and ask the questions, and then people can answer them. That could be quite fun. That could be fun. Russell says also My Quiz from Microsoft. I have to look into that one too. My Quiz. That could be some fun. That could be some fun. Oh, you thought it was a poll about coffee? No, not this time around. Not this time around. Polls about coffee would be fun though. Like, I mean, my coffee's empty. I'm onto the water now because my coffee cup is empty. I'm like so nervous about having my water. My water is in it like a sealed closed bottle, and I'm still nervous about putting it next to my Rodecaster after Daryl destroyed his with a drink. Hey, Jeremy and Cheryl Cruise Adventures. Great to see you. Great to see you. Yeah, the coffee cup, unfortunately, is sadly empty. I drank it all. Technically speaking, I've only had 1.5 coffees today because when I made my coffee this morning, the coffee machine ran out of water. And so I just had like a little bit of the coffee. So I get to make another one a bit later. I'll get to have an extra coffee. I try to only have 2. Actually, believe it or not, I know it's very hard to believe. I do try to only have 2 coffees a day. Sometimes I'll have 3, and on Saturdays I'll have 4. Because I'll have my morning coffees when I wake up, plus also my morning coffees when I wake up, because I have a nap to get ready for all the live streams. Doug starts at 9:30 p.m. my time, which is it 7:30 p.m. Eastern, Doug, that you do yours? AM? And so, yeah, yeah. Oh, there you go. Not Russell, Livestream Consultants did quick search and came up with 24 different options. There you go. And I'd only heard of Kahoot. I knew it existed. I knew that technology was out there. I just hadn't used it. John says, I only have 1 cup of coffee. It's a 32-ounce cup, though. You know, mine's, what size is this? 10 ounces. I have 2 10-ounce coffee cups. Because like even though I have it in a different cup, the coffee machine does the same amount no matter what cup I put it in. So yeah. So what does 10 ounces come out to be? It's very small. 300 mils. Scott should outnumber the coffee for health reasons. Oh, that would be cool. The chat command for the coffee jingle. It'd be really cool if we could bring up the coffee like that coffee gif and then play the coffee jingle under it. Yeah. I don't know. Do you know, I don't even think my water bottle is 32 ounces. Let me just look here. I know my water bottle is 36 ounces. I could not imagine a coffee cup nearly this big. I think I would die. I mean, and I should point out, I have fresh bean espresso. That's the coffee that I have. My coffee machine, I put the coffee beans in and I press a button and it goes grrr, and it grinds the coffee beans down, creates the little pucks, water in, coffee in my cup, Like it's not long blacks. Well, technically I make mine as a long black, so I get the espresso shot and then top it up with hot water. Um, yeah, I don't think I'd physically. I think I would shake. Like that's a lot of coffee. 32 ounces. No, 36-ounce water bottle. I'm in. The 10-ounce coffee cup. Like I do have a coffee. I've realized when I speak like this, it echoes in the cup. Um, I could handle a coffee cup's 12 ounces maybe, but no, 10 ounces is good. I'm happy with my size, my coffee cup, because it means I get to have 2 cups, right? Like in my brain, I'm like, I've had 2. So I get to have 20 ounces of coffee, but over time, yeah, heart racing size, I think. Oh, I have a Keurig, to hell with the environment. I think, yeah, like, because I was going to say, I think Russell's a Keurig guy as well. Be better if you could get a Keurig GIF and watch a cup being made with a chat command. Yeah, that could be fun. That could be fun. I don't know if I know I can't get the Social Stream Ninja software to automatically put the two together, but I wonder if we could jimmy it so that it played a sound. Doug's got something playing sounds when he does something. I'm gonna have to jump. Doug, I may jump on a call with you later if you have time. And see if we can play with that to get the audio as well. Livestream Consultants has a Keurig too. I got to use a Keurig while I was in Texas. My hotel room had a Keurig in it. So now I understand what you're all talking about. It's a pod machine, but it looks like nice pods. I was concerned about running. They had coffee, fine, no problems, but they also had tea ones. So I ran just a couple of runs of just hot water through it first, just to clean out any of the coffee taste. And then I made a tea one, and it was okay. It's not how you make tea. It was drinkable. Like that's as far as I'll go with it. I don't know if palatable comes into it, but it was definitely drinkable. But the Keurig coffee was totally fine. Whatever was the coffee that they had was totally fine, totally drinkable. But I ran out of milk, so I had to start buying coffees in the morning. So, and it was just like, okay, this is different. Yeah. But yeah, I don't go and make something special right now. We've already got our coffee song, which I was gonna say I haven't played it today. Okay, I've got it there, but we haven't received a coffee today. So, but I've just realized I don't think I played it the last couple of times I've gotten a coffee. I think my brain forgot it was there because I'd moved the thing over and it wasn't the custom pad. So I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Let's see. John says, last week I left work. I went to Starbucks, got a cappuccino with 2 espresso shots, drive it on the way home, and then took a nap. I take naps after coffee. Coffee doesn't keep me awake. Some people like coffee keeps them very awake. Coffee doesn't keep me awake. Neither does tea. I find the warm drinks soothing rather than anything else. So Livestream Consultant says, yeah, you can get tea, coffee, and hot chocolate and others. Okay. I just thought, like, for me, the reason why I wanted to run some water through is because I didn't exactly understand, like, how the machine worked, but I figured where the coffee pod thing goes, that bit would at least have some coffee residue in it from when the water fills it up to do its thing to drip out. So that's why I gave it a little zhuzh first. I mean, it didn't taste coffee-ish when I made it because I think it was because I gave it a little swish. But yeah, it's just not how you make tea, that's all. Because the leaves need to steep in the water for like 4 minutes before it makes a decent cup of tea. So having it just run through it like you do with coffee, all I can think of there is there must be something that's tea flavored that the hot water releases rather than actual tea leaves. That's all I can think of. But it was fine. It was fine. I drank it because at night I like a cup of tea, and because I tend not to drink coffee at night. I like to sit back. I'll have like a pile of cups of tea. It's not a caffeine thing. It's just I prefer tea at night thing. And I like to sit back and have a cup of tea as I'm sort of basically doing my mental download of my entire day, where I go through and look at every single conversation that I had with anybody ever, working out if I embarrassed myself or upset anybody. Livestream consultant said you need some Black Rifle coffee pods and for some ink colored coffee. I don't know if I want ink colored coffee. Black Rifle coffee pods. Oh, there you go, John. That makes more sense to me. I have a refillable pod. I run it through empty just for the hot water and use a tea bag in the cup. For me, I just boil the kettle personally. But if you don't have a kettle, which apparently it's not a common appliance in the USA, in Australia, I think just about every home has a kettle. I've got a friend who doesn't drink tea or coffee and she still has a kettle. She drinks no hot drinks and she still has a kettle. So yeah, but and I think it's like that whole thing. Like in Australia, we use where we can. We're like, woohoo! We've got a clothesline, so we hang our clothes outside. Whereas in the US, I watched a thing where somebody was doing a video outside of their window into their neighbor's yard with like, she's not like us, and I just thought, how rude are you for a start? But secondly, it really was just like, oh. That's right. In the US, dryers are more prevalent than hanging your washing on the line and letting the sun do the work for you. John says blackout coffee is the way to go. So with the Keurigs, are you able to get like different coffees that fit the Keurig? Is that what you're all saying? Like between the blackout coffee and the Black Rifle coffee and and they all like the different, because like I know here we have, I don't know a lot about coffee pod machines because I'm a coffee bean girl, but I've been looking into getting this, because my coffee machines slowly die and there's a lot of moving parts in a machine that grinds the beans for you. So I've been looking into getting a coffee pod machine, grinding my beans that I still get because I love my beans, and putting them into refillable coffee pods, and doing it that way. So I get the ease of a coffee pod machine with less hassle, but still with my coffee that I like. You hang your washing out and you're liable to get your underwear stolen. Oh, okay. I mean, we have snowdroppers here. That's what we call someone who comes in and steals your washing off your line, snowdroppers. There's snowdroppers, but it's not common. It does happen, but it's not common. And it's just like, I don't think it would happen to me. Oh, there's a bazillion flavors and strengths. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Oh, time for a Keurig then. I don't think Keurigs are a thing in Australia. I think I'd have to go with a different brand. Can I even get a Keurig coffee machine in Australia? Let me look. Because I like the big pods that Keurig have rather than those little tiny pods that like the Nespresso have. Keurig, how do I spell it? Keurig. Oh, that's a good point as well. John says 7 months out of the year here your laundry would be frozen. Yeah, I'm in the subtropics. That's not an issue. Let me just see if I can buy a Keurig in Australia. So okay, I just need to. It looks like I've got some options here. K Express versus K Duo versus K Classic. Yeah, that's what I'm looking. I got some Amazon options here. With the K cup pods. Is that what I'm looking at? Oh, there's even more options. Smart Plus. Jeez. Okay. There's a pile of choices. All right. Let me just, like, I am on the Keurig website. So I don't know if they would ship to Australia. So what I'd need to do is I'd need to get the coffee cup, the machine, and I'd need to get some refillable K cups. John says my machine is so old they call it classic now. Okay. All right, let me go to Amazon. Amazon.com.au. All right, let's see if Keurig comes up. Keurig coffee machine. All right, let me have a look here. They look fancy ones. Okay. The Keurig K Express single serve, 3 brew sizes, $200. Does that sound right? Oh, the K Mini single serve, $400. The K Classic machine. All right, let me see if I can go Keurig Classic. Let's have a look here. K Express. I'm being offered lots of different brands that are not Keurig. Is there a Keurig store? Let me just see if I can check out the Keurig store. The K Express is $80 US. All right, we've got the brand Keurig, so I'm on the Keurig page, so I can see what they've got. Let's see here. Got the brew and chill. All right, so it looks like the only options that I have from Amazon Australia is the K Express single serve for 200 Australian dollars. Or the K Mini single serve coffee pod maker for 400 Australian dollars. All right, let me go to Amazon USA. Amazon.com. It's going to be all like, oh, are you sure you don't want to go to Australia? No, I want the USA one. Please. Change country region. Thanks. United States. There we go. So I'll have to pay postage because I don't have a USA Amazon Prime account. I have an Australian Prime account. Power plugs. Yeah, power plugs are going to be the issue. Good point. I have an adapter, but it depends on the kind of power it needs. I just want to have a look. Keurig Classic. The Keurig Classic single serve, $99.99, $100. Plus, let me just see how much postage they charge me. Just out of curiosity, all right? They want to charge me $85 postage. So it would come out to 185 US dollars. Yeah, nope. Back to Australia. That's ouchy. I don't like that. Alrighty. So that's hard. That's hard. Leanne, off. See you later. Have a good one. Yeah, live stream consultants. I wonder what it would cost to ship a Keurig from here in the States. I don't know. Postage prices are pretty awful. Like, I'll be honest, they're pretty bad. But I would also need the cups. 185 US dollars is yeah, I was gonna say it's about 300 Australian, so 287. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna see if maybe someone else sells the Keurig Classic in Australia. You know, not Amazon. I mean, I can get one on eBay, apparently. Schnitz. Let's have a look here. I don't know who Schnitz are. Schnitz sell them. Is that an Australian store? I don't think that's Australian. No. I specifically typed Australia, gumnuts. Schnitz is like schnitz.com.au, right? And then you go to the website, and it's not till you go all the way down to the About Us that it says that they're in Henrietta MO. What's MO? I don't know what MO is, which state that is. But yeah, they're not here. They just piggyback off ticks me off. Does that tick anyone else off when they just lie like that? Geology Juice says you can just buy the permanent K-Cup and put your own stuff in it, coffee, hot chocolate, whatever. Missouri. Okay. Why is it MO instead of MI? I suppose is where was someone else would be MI, wouldn't it? Which is probably why they don't have that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Keurig is a big thing in Australia. We've gone hard on the Nespresso. Nespresso is everywhere. But it's got the little teeny tiny pods. Little ones. Whereas the cup that I had in the hotel was quite big, like compared to the other one. Like you could get a full size coffee like puck in there. But yeah. Let me look here. Yeah, so the Keurigs on Amazon.com MI is Michigan. Okay. Do you reckon Costco would have it? I mean, I'm a Costco member. I'm just going to go and check. Costco. Boom. Let's see. Keurig. Come on, I typed it. Keurig. Keurig. Nothing. Did I spell Keurig wrong? Keur. Nope, I spelled Keurig correctly. Let me just type in Generico coffee machine. Go to Generico. Let me look here. Nespresso, Smeg, DeLonghi. I've got DeLonghi. Breville, Nespresso. Yeah. Isn't that weird? Worst cases, we'll have to smuggle one back with you when you come out for Biz Summit. How big are we talking? Do I need a separate... My coffee machine that I have right now is enormous, right? Yes, I did say Smeg. That is... I've got a fair idea what you're thinking of. And there is actually a brand of appliances, and it's like a top quality brand of appliances called Smeg. For Smeg heads to use. So yes, Smeg heads. Yeah, I don't think Keurig's a thing here. I mean, yeah, sorry. I mean, at least not yet. All right, like it could end up being a thing. It could be a thing. Close that. But yeah, there's the Keurig Lavender K-Cup pod maker for 200 Australian dollars. That includes my postage. Because I'm a Prime member here. I just want to check the power cord on it. It'll probably be let's have a look here. Look, I'd say it's coming out of the US. It's going to have a US power plug. Power plug. Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to have the wrong power. So I don't even think it's just a case of the adapter would work. I think I'd need a converter. Yeah, postage equals shipping. Yeah. John says they're probably banned because the pods aren't recyclable. Neither are the Nespresso pods. It's a big issue. Lots of people complain. It's one of the reasons why I have a machine that does beans, is because I didn't have to deal with pods all the time. In saying that, when I bought that, it was very difficult to find reusable pods, whereas now that's much more common. I'd be all right with a reusable pod. I'd want a couple, like 2 or 3, so that we could have one specifically for hot chocolate. So when Abby wanted a hot chocolate, she could just knock herself up one really quickly. But yeah. But yeah, the Keurig thing still only comes as like, well, I'm looking at this Keurig K Express, and it's only 8, 10 or 12 ounces. So 10 ounces. So what do you do, John? Do you just like do multiple Keurigs and pour it into a bigger cup? Because it's got a 42 ounce reservoir, so you can have like water in it, but. And yeah. And I think the difference is, right, like this, I think the difference in the machines here is Australia is more leans towards espresso. And then a lot of people then add the rest as milk. I don't. I tend to have my espresso and make it into a long black. So it's an espresso shot that has additional hot water added to it, and then I put milk in it. I'm a bogan, all right? Don't judge how I make my coffee. And don't judge all Australians for how I make my coffee. But I don't like to have that much milk that like throughout the day. I like to just have a little bit of milk throughout the day. So every now and again I'll have like a flat white or a latte where it's the espresso shot and then the rest is the hot milk. Every now and again I'll do that, like special treats, like if I go out or something. But at home I tend to make a long black, like my coffee machine will make the long black, so it still pushes the hot water through the coffee. So it's not just hot water, but it's basically just hot water. Gets it up to a certain point, and then I add a bit of milk in the top. And I think of it like an in-between of like instant coffee, which is the granules. And then you put your milk on it and then your hot water and make your coffee that way. Like or like the espresso with all the milk. So it's like an in-between of those two. So I get the good coffee in the way I like it. Let me have a look here. Pods. Yeah, that's a great poll. Pods versus beans versus instant. Yeah. Look, I think if you're going to have instant, it needs to be decent instant. It's got at least got to be granules and not like the powder, the international floor scrapings as we call them in this house, international roast. I joke that because it's made like in Australia, international roast is made out of the same factory that Nescafe is, and I joke that it's just how they scrape the floor under the coffee conveyor belts and they grind the floor scrapings up, and that's how I feel about international roast. I'll go, like, I will go to someone's house and they'll be like, oh, do you want a coffee? And I'll be like, oh, what kind of coffee have you got? And they'll be like, international roast. I'm like, no, I'm fine, thanks. I'd rather, yeah, I'd be like, no. Oh yeah, look, we're a Moccona household. We like Moccona. But if we can't have Moccona, there are some other freeze-dried coffees that we'll have instead of. Or Robert Tim's coffee bags is another option that we'll go with. John says, my cup is probably closer to 24 ounces. I use 2 pods. I think my machine does 6, 8, and 12s. So I hit the 12 twice with 2 pods. 5 sugars, lots of milk. I have no sugar and a little bit of milk. Yeah, that is a good poll for this. We all do seem to be quite opinionated on our coffee. I could just do that as a quickie poll just for us right here, right? Because I'm very curious. And this is the coffee you make at home. So what have we got? We've got pods, beans, instant bags. Let's see if we can have the poll. So just pop it into the chat. 1, 2, 3, or 4. The coffee beans. I mean, it makes sense. If you go and check out my memberships, and thank you to those that are channel members. We do have our supporter page, which I haven't run for a bit. So here we go. We have our cold brew member, live stream consultants, our espresso members as Doug Houston and Amazing Yacht Destinations. You guys are champions every month over on Buy Me a Coffee. It's like my version of memberships, right? Champions. And I just found out yesterday that I can't update that file and then re-download it because I used a Adobe Express premium product and I don't have a paid account anymore. So I've got to decide if I'm going to pay for Adobe Express so I can get access to my stuff again, which really ticks me off. Oh, I should vote. I want to vote. I get to have a vote. Where's the chat? Beans. No, I didn't vote. Oh, not that kind of vote. There we go. Beans. Yeah, welcome to the Coffee Pods and Brews live stream. Yeah. The Australian Wool Store says I drink my coffee black and strong. I see. I like mine strong with a bit of milk in it. The coffee bean stream. Yay. Now, if you want to check out channel membership, if you want to become a regular member, you can go to the Buy Me a Coffee page and check out the memberships there. I think there might be a link. I don't think I have a direct link. I've just typed in coffee and the company that I buy coffee from. Oh, Russell says Keurig's available from Ubuy in Australia. I've never heard of that. I'll have to look into it. But I'm going to buy me a coffee. I want to log in. I want to see if there's a link to the membership area for you guys to check. I made some pretty cool stuff over there. Oh, I thought it was cool. Are you right, Louis? Sorry, I had to not move my lips while I was typing in a password. Here we go. All right, memberships. Home. Either a view page. That's where I wanted. Memberships. So, like, I'm not asking for memberships or anything right now, but, like, come and check out the names that I've chosen for my memberships. There you go. You can click on that and you can go and see, like, I made some fun graphics and everything. Let me have a look here. We're doing pretty well. Live stream consultants, what it was is it's actually like, it's the video behind, where is it? the supporter page. See the video with the beans being dropped down? It's that clip. So because I, like I can go in and change the fonts, because that's the other thing. Those fonts that I've used there for the cold brew and the espresso, they're apparently paid fonts as well. So I can change the fonts. That's no problem. But I can't. They don't have another, beans being poured out video. I mean, I could probably film that myself. It's not like I don't have coffee beans, right? So yeah. Let's have a look here. So no one's a big fan of the bags. I know Leanne uses the bags. If she was still here, she'd click on the bags, because she put me onto the bags because we were on a holiday and realized that I forgot to bring a part of my coffee. What's the machine? Sorry, Abs? Oh, okay. Anyway, part of I've got a coffee where you push it down. Not a French press, but it's like a plastic one with a particular name. I can't think of it. Anyway, it makes like an espresso, but yeah. Yeah, I know. I should just record my own, right? I should just record my own, pour my own beans into a container that's well lit. Like, I should totally do it, right? But I'm currently frustrated by Adobe Express with how little they let you use on the free account, and how much I was using it before, and how now I'm like, what are my alternatives? Because, like, yeah, there's a bunch of similar videos in Canva. Are they on the free account or the paid account? Because I'm not giving Canva any money. I don't like what they did. And, like, some people have forgiven them for that, and that's cool, but I have not. Because I hold grudges, I'll eventually forgive them, but I haven't yet. All right. And Adobe Express, I've been trying very hard to find alternatives to some of these very expensive monthly recurring costs that because it was nearly $100 Australian dollars for me to have my Adobe suite. And I didn't want to pay that anymore. So I have now bought Final Cut Pro, because I am on Mac, so why not use the software design for it? It took me, a DaVinci Resolve was fine, but I couldn't get it to do what I needed it to do for a particular client. And so I had to make a decision for something else. Apparently it will do what I want it to do now. But I'd already paid once I got that update. But anyway, it's a once-off cost. That's the thing. It's a once-off payment, and I got Affinity Pro instead of Photoshop and all that, and Lightroom. So, and again, that was like $200 once-off cost. What did they do? Canva? Yeah, they basically, they dumped all of their affiliates. So there were people out there who were making great video content for their channel, promoting Canva. Then, and for years and years and years, Canva had, really like taken the support of creators of all sizes. And then they decided, no, you know what? We're going to get rid of all of our affiliates except for those that have got over 5,000 subscribers on their channel and that put out it has to be at least one piece of content per month on Canva. So, if you're a channel that does multiple things, like if you've got multiple, like you're not a Canva channel or a graphics design channel, but you want to make graphics here and there and show people like you can do this with Canva, you couldn't get into the affiliate program. And if you're a channel, no matter how big you are, but didn't make one dedicated piece of Canva content every month, you could be bringing in $30,000 a month in affiliate revenue. They don't care. You're only making one piece of Canva content every 12 months. You got dumped as well. So yeah, and that ticks me off. That ticks me off. Yeah, it was a couple of years ago now. I'm still not over it yet. Obviously, I'm still not over it. Russell likes Canva. That's good. Doug likes Final Cut Pro. Yeah, I'm adjusting to it. It is a bit different. Like the number. I was sitting there, and because I am hotkeys, so I like to like hit C for cut and you know all that sort of stuff. Like I edit with a mouse and a keyboard, right? And I'm sitting there like every other piece of software I'd use, C was for cut, C for cut, C for cut. No, in Final Cut Pro, it's B for blade. And it's just like every now and again, it's just different. It's fine. It's got all the functionality. I just have to remember that the keyboard shortcuts are different. John says now my Facebook feed is full of curry gads. That's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, it's happened before you found Canva, probably. Yeah. DaVinci Resolve for video. Yeah, look, I was having problems with the footage uploaded from my phone. It was being a bit of a buttocks about it. And screenshotted footage. And so, and I needed those for something. And so I've got DaVinci Resolve installed. But I've been using Final Cut Pro and I really like it. So both are good. They're just different. Both are good. Yeah. Am I sorry? I don't know if I am. I don't know if I am sorry. John says I use whatever free Linux software is out there. There you go. I've just looked at the time. Guys, we went on a coffee tangent for some time. So let's have a look at this. A look at our poll. Let's end the poll. Do we get any information or does it just go away? It just says closed. Okay, so 60% of you, or of us, use pods. 20% use beans and 20% use instant. I don't have any information on how many people voted. So considering, am I the only one who voted for beans? Possibly. So 20% is one person. So 3 on pods, 2 on beans and instant. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I'm a Mac user now. Yeah, absolutely. And for those that don't have Macs, I recommend DaVinci Resolve every time. So yeah. Okay. So so it says closed, so nobody else can vote. So that is something. Let's pull that down. But yeah, it's look, I will get over my grudge, and because of all the annoyances I'm having with Adobe Express, it's been making me think, oh, maybe I should just go and log back into Canva. Because I have Canva accounts. I had multiple Canva accounts. I had like a couple of different, like I paid for 2 seats for our household so Abby could have her own. And I was just like, I've cancelled Canva because you can only have free now. So yeah. I went instant because I have coffee sachets. Really? Like as in like the little Nespresso coffee or do you mean coffee bags like the Robert Timms? I'm confused by what you mean by sachets. Sachet to the sachets. Time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. But yeah, alrighty, my friends. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go and do some other stuff. It is a public holiday here. I'm gonna go and probably sit on the couch and knit. I finished a project yesterday that I'd been working on for Abby, and that's all done now. It was a diamond dots, not super excited. I then now go back to my yarn craft projects is basically what it is. I can guilt-free yarn craft. So that's what I'm going to do today because it's public holiday here. I'm going to put my feet up. I'm going to do some housework, but other than the housework, I'm doing nothing. So, And I've just realized I left the curtain open all night and I've got this ray of light hitting me and I actually quite like it. An espresso cappuccino. Oh, I know what you're talking about now. I do, like the long sticks that have already got the milky stuff in them. Yeah. Swallow the pride and go back to Canva. Yeah, I'm probably going to do that. I'll look into it today, or maybe tomorrow. I'll look into it because I am getting frustrated with the free Adobe Express, and I don't want to have to pay if I don't want to have to pay, if that makes sense. Like, I want to be able to do some of the things on free stuff. I don't want to be forced to pay. Like, if I want to pay to get access to some great features because the free has been so good, I'm going to do that. But I'm not going to pay just because they've tightened it and strangleholded me and given me no choices. That's what it is. I'm the person that when I'm backed into a corner, my answer is no. It's not yes. Russell says, I bought Adobe for 2 years now and never use it. I was using Adobe regularly. Adobe, like the editor, so Premiere Pro, and also Photoshop I used, but Adobe Express I used a lot, like multiple times a week. And then I just was like, the price just kept creeping and creeping and creeping and creeping. Like when I first started using it, it was $45 a month. And when I cancelled, it was up to, I think it was $89.99 a month. And it was exactly the same offerings, or at least I was still using it exactly the same. They kept adding things in, but you couldn't go, well, I'm not going to use that, or that, or that, and reduce the price down accordingly. If you started reducing things down, the prices didn't, like if I just picked and chose, it was still going to be $60 or $70 a month, but then I wouldn't have all the storage that they gave as well. You know, like it was, I just found it frustrating. John says I use Photoshop and Lightroom Classic for $10 a month. So that's $10 US a month, which I think if I want to use the Photoshop and Lightroom Classic here, I think it's $25 a month. Because we do get like Aussie tax as well, not just a conversion rate, but they also like to just hit us. Yeah, sorry, Doug. We had to have one eventually, right? It just ticked me off. And some businesses, they can just throw money at software and not think about it. But I have to think about it. It has to be something I'm using. And look, 120 a year, that's good. Well, that's 120 US a year, I'm assuming. Let me just, like, I'm going to go soon, but let me just look at what a Canva, like, and what ticks me off is Canva is Australian. Canva is an Australian-made, oh, is that the email that I have my account with? I'm not sure. Nope. Oh no, it's definitely not that. Hang on. Oh, it's going to send me codes and stuff. But I will. I'll have to have a look. Doug, do you know what the Australian Canva rate is? Without me having to log in, because I've got to get a code, and I haven't logged in for I haven't logged in a long time. Primary. Okay, all right, here's a code. Alrighty. So I've logged in. My first screen in. Oh, I can have 30 free days. Let me look here. Yearly for Canva for one person, it's yearly $405. Unless I'm looking at something wrong. Let me go back here. Hang on, that's an individual. Okay, I must have been looking at a business account. Hang on. Yearly is 165 Australian. I must have been looking at a business account because I had a business account with the team. So to have more than one person, it had gone up to, because like that, the thing when I first got the team, it was like $110 versus 90 or something, but now it's 165 versus 400. So 165 is not nothing. It's basically the same money that Adobe Express want. I don't know. Do I spend the money on Adobe Express and keep all my assets there, or do I rebuild them all over on Canva and go with Canva? I don't know. But I'm much happier with 165 than 400. Let me tell you that right now. Anyway, on that note, I'm not telling you what the results of this other poll are. I'm not. Oh, that was good. If I point over there, it points to the thing. I remember that. Yes, less than $20 a month. That's true. Yep. But it's, it depends on what disposable income you've got. John says Katie and live for free or open shot. I'll look at both of those. Because I've got a photo editor. I've got Affinity Pro, so I've got something that I can use, that I can do for a lot, that I can do a lot of stuff with, which I do use it for a lot of stuff. But when I'm making my thumbnails and stuff, I like to be able to grab from their photos and stuff. So, and that's where, and lots of fun, bold things and ease of use. That's why I liked Adobe Express. But yeah, I'll look into because what's ticked me off, right? I'm in Adobe Express. That nice font that I've used is now like the font that I've used for the supporter page with the espresso and stuff. That's a premium font. I get that it's a premium font. But when I went looking for other similar fonts, every font that it showed me that was bold and cursive and had the look I wanted, they were all premium fonts except for one, and it was awful. That's what ticks me off. Like, they get you in with the, like, I was locked in before, like when it was still on beta, and I loved it, but I had a paid account, but their free account is just not great. Canva free is awesome. Doug uses Canva heavily. Doug, do you have a paid account or a free account for Canva? Because that's the thing I'm finding. I'm getting frustrated by what I had as a paid account versus what I've got access to as a free account. And what ticks me off as well is the things that I did when I had a paid account, I can no longer use because they're watermarked. And you can't download them. So, yeah. Found a similar video for free on Canva of the beanie background. Okay. All right. Because like right now it's fine, right? The beanie background. My brain keeps going to beanie drawers. Beanie background. But if we get any new members, I can't add them on. Which, right now we don't. That's not an issue, but it will be an issue eventually. So yeah. Anyway, I've had a big old whinge, and I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to have a whinge. I wanted today to be fun and light and no whinging, and I whinged. So now I feel disappointed with myself. But anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your week. If you're in Queensland, have an awesome public holiday. I'm looking at you, Doug. I know you're up here. Rest of Australia has their Labor Day holiday on different dates. But I hope you have a great one, and I will catch you all here next week. Have an awesome time. Bye now.